Let's keep cruising on this chassis build. So today, I really wanna get this whole middle section done. Aside from the tubes that are in between these like side boxes, because I'm waiting on like a profiling tool so I can get the exact like cut on them. But I should be able to weld up at least like the frame and get this piece passed through the actual main rails. So that's the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna drill some holes and then we're gonna line everything up. I gotta slide this thing through and then we need to do one side and then we can do the other because obviously this thing in the middle won't allow me to get to this side. We gotta clean everything up and I think we're gonna do a good amount of welding on just finalizing at least these front three. I might do that back one. I haven't decided yet, but I really want to get a lot of this done today so we can move on to the suspension, which I have some brackets coming for the lower control arms, I believe tomorrow. So this week, so in this same video, maybe I'll add it in, but we're gonna get a lot done today, hopefully. All right, so I pre-marked these the other day because I wanted to get them perfectly aligned and I hope that we got it pretty close because the last one I had to do a lot of grinding. I used a thinner marker this time and double checked everything. It's probably gonna be some problems down the line because that's pretty much what happens every single time. So let's just drill it. If we have to grind again, it's not the end of the world, but it's kind of a pain. So let's get to it. All right, we cut a couple holes in the frame and I'm gonna let the drill just cool down a little bit because last time I drilled a couple holes right here, it overheated and was about to catch fire. So we're gonna weld a little bit on this bar and then we might move to this middle one and do like a couple passes on some of the parts, just so we can avoid warping as much as possible. So we're gonna do our first long pulls. I did some practice, they didn't look too bad, so I'm just gonna send it and go from there. All right, we messed up a little bit. As you can see, there's a big gap and I kind of burned a hole through it. I was trying to fill a bigger gap, but we'll fix it. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. All right, we learned from the last one and we got this one way tighter. So we won't have a big gap to fill. Yeah, it looks real good. And it's all squared up too, so super stoked on that. We got this pipe fitted, it's all squared up, and I cleaned where I'm gonna be welding on the center parts, the ends, but we need to get this end piece on. I cleaned it up just now. I'm gonna use one of these RV jacks to just hold it in place and then we'll square it up with the magnets, double check that it's level. I also clamped like a longer piece that I had. I wish I had more of these that I can clamp to, but I'm just gonna have to put it on this side and then we'll put it on that side. But this just makes it kind of like a table chassis or truck chassis, car chassis, whatever you want to call it. It just gives me like a flat plane, and it's going off of this level surface already. So this should also be level, but I'm still gonna level this piece somehow. I might grab another jack and just like jack it up if I need to jack it up. And we're gonna tack it in over here. I might tack this in real quick. Yeah, I probably will tack this in as well. So it'll be held up pretty well, and then we'll leave one stand over here just to support it while we make these like angled cuts as well. So a big thing I need to do is make sure that this end is the same width as over here. Okay, I forgot to record a lot of this, so let me show you where I'm at. I was trying to go angled to here, but if I angle it that much, it won't work. It just won't fit. So I decided to butt it up against here. I did mess up the angle a little bit over here, but I don't think it's gonna be a big deal. I'm gonna kind of bridge these gaps here. Let's see if you can see it. So I'm gonna kind of just bridge this gap with a lot of filler. I don't know, it'll be fine. And then right here, I have to plate over this anyways, or I'm going to. So I'm just gonna get a laser cut print, and I moved this piece further up. So when I get a piece here, it's gonna go straight into this gap here, and then I'll weld up against that, and it'll just be a lot stronger, I think, and it'll look better. I might grind up some of these welds. We'll make it look good. I think it'll be fine. Over here, we're pretty good. I tacked it up all around. Well, not on that side, but we got some tacks. The angle obviously fits really well here. It's just like a little gap there, and then obviously this side and the bottom. But overall, it doesn't look too bad. So this is what it looks like from the side. I still have to do this side. I don't want to. I might just put this beam in on that side, because this took a little while. And it was not fun. Cutting that piece really sucked. Or like figuring that out. I don't know, I'm like completely drained right now, but we might do that after I go get some food. All right, time to get back to it. So this middle pipe is just a smidgen too long. So we just need to grind it down a little bit for this bar to go in. It's like maybe a 16th. So how I go about leveling this, or how I have been, is I'm taking my straight edge level. This one's magnetic, which is, I would say don't get a magnetic one, because just picks up all the freaking metal shavings. I'm going to make sure that there's no gap. So there's a little bit of gap here. So I need to lower this side down. So now it's flush with this end. And right now it looks like it's pretty much level. I like to double check it with this electronic one, but you got to make sure all the metal is off the little magnet on the bottom, which is a freaking nightmare. So yeah, we need to come up a smidgen. So we need to come up a little bit on this side. I mean, it's pretty level though, actually. It's not level going this way. So we're just gonna take another RV jack and we're gonna go. So I'm at 0 on this little level. Now I'm gonna go through and double check everything. I'm gonna double check level going that way, level going this way with this level. I'm also gonna use my square, and I'm also gonna make sure that this distance is correct as well. Now, as much as I don't want to, I'm going to do this piece. So I'm really just putting this on top and lining it up where I need it. This one I'm gonna go a little bit further. And then I'm just gonna draw a line on the bottom here, and then that's where I'm gonna cut it on the saw. Probably like the easiest, laziest way to do it. I need to grind down this edge just a smidgen. It is a few days later, as you can tell, hair's cut off. Okay, so something very sweet came in the mail. We got the brackets for the lower control arms on all 4 sides. So there's 2 different kinds. One's a little bit longer to account for the longer lower control arm, which I think the backs are longer and the fronts are just a little bit shorter. So these are for the front ones. We need to grind off and clean the area where we're gonna be putting them on all 4 corners, but I'm gonna test fit it on this first one, get this whole one done, and then we'll move on to the next one. I don't know if we're gonna get all of them done because it's kind of late here. Grinding's loud, so maybe we'll grind it all. I don't know. We need to measure where one of the ends sit, and we're gonna do that off the computer. And I'm going to sandwich the 2 pieces on each end of the lower control arm. So I can put it on the first measurement and then it should line up where everything is, and then we're just gonna tack it on. Another cool piece I designed are these like top and bottom brackets. So it's gonna take one of these, and then this is gonna go on top just to like strengthen the sides of these. It's gonna be like boxed in. And then we also made it so it goes over like the square tubing, just because I didn't want just a straight edge. And this just gives me something to weld on just like all around the whole thing. a lot of grease on these laser cut pieces, so just taking some acetone and wiping them off. So I designed these pieces on the computer, and then I sent them to Cut Sen. I use them quite a bit for things, and they come out perfect. All right, we got the correct bolts. Now, I'm thinking what I do, they didn't have all the bolts, so I can only do one at a time, and then I'll just order some correct ones online, but these will get the job done on all four, at least to where I can tack these down and get something going. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna measure where this first one is from the rail from my computer. So I'm gonna take that measurement, get this one squared up and tacked, and then I think I'll do the next one. No, I think I'm gonna measure where this first one is from the front, tack that one in, and then I'm going to do the furthest one, tack that one in, and then I should be able to get it square enough to where I can just put this on and tack it in that way. Not 100% sure, I'm kind of just gonna wing it on this one, but I'm definitely gonna tack this first one in first and get it perfectly square so then everything can just line up from that. All right, so we measured this thing like 20 times, making sure that both ends are at the right area. This is square with here, so it should be good. We're just tacking it on right now. I'm gonna do probably a little tack back here, maybe a little tack on the bottom. Might do a couple just so it doesn't move while I'm trying to put the lower control arm on to test it. Okay, so what's good to know about this, if you guys are in the same situation, unlikely, but these magnetic squares don't really square it up too well, at least in this application. So I'm double checking with my carpenter square. Make sure you get an aluminum one so it doesn't magnetize anything. But when I had just these on here, so I tightened the lower control arm down. So this should be in the perfect spot of where it needs to be, but the back obviously can fishtail swing out. With these, it was off by like maybe a degree still. So I just put my square up here, hammered these back ends until it was squared with the rail. Same with the bottom. Just making sure everything is flush, perfect, square, and then you should be good. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna leave this how it is. I'm gonna tack these parts in, and then this side should be good, I think. Let's double check it just in case. All right, I think we're good on that. And then we can start on this side. I'm gonna think a little bit about how I'm gonna do that. So I just connected the arm to this side and put it on here, squared up the top, squared up the bottom. It should be fine. I think I'm gonna put these magnets on here just to keep it from not moving when we're welding. Goes in. So I mean, she's tight. I think it'll be good once we box in the whole entire thing. I just need to make sure to leave these on when I do the boxing so it doesn't like warp in. we're trying to minimize the warping as much as possible. So if I just leave these in when I weld it, in theory, should be fine. I don't know, because these are kinda, I'd say it's pretty tight, but I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, we're winging this. It'll hopefully come out well. I don't really know. We won't know until I'm completely done with the entire car. And then, if there are problems, we know how to weld, we know how to fabricate, we can fix them. Now, all that's left is to do the other 3 corners, which this was kind of a pain, but we gotta do it. In the next video, we'll probably finish welding up these lower control arm brackets with like boxed in. So there's gonna be some supports on the top and the bottom, but I'm gonna need help flipping it over. So to get all the other welds that are on the bottom, that I can't really weld upside down with it, or I guess if someone lifted it pretty high, I could maybe do it, but ideally I would like some help flipping it over. I can weld those real quick and then flip it back over and then finish everything up on that end, and then we can get the cab of the truck on here. So with that, please like, subscribe. It really helps me out. I think I'm gonna be having some merch coming out hopefully soon. I'm just finishing up some designs and getting on the website, and that's gonna be some pretty cool stuff if you guys wanna support the channel and support this build, because obviously this is pretty expensive. So with that, I'll see you in the next one.
My car go vroom, my maid got a broom, my house got a room for some rooms with a view. I'm driving real slow like I'm running on fumes. I'm driving real slow like I'm running on fumes. 30 on the dash.